Hello there, everybody! My name might possibly be Borch, and we're playing Risk of Rain today. This is an awesome game that I found, and I can't get over it. I've been obsessed with it. Like, I think I'm driving my friends on my friends list nuts, because I just keep on opening it, day after day after day. It's been even funner because I've had some technical problems with it. So sometimes I'll have to open it like repeatedly within like a minute so that I can, check issues, get the program restarted, all kinds of fun stuff. So what is Risk of Rain? Risk of Rain is, I believe everybody has pretty much agreed that it's a roguelike as far as, that genre goes. And all it is it's just like a survival game. You're going to die while playing this game. A lot. It's funny because, like, I think I'm getting fairly good at the game, and I still haven't beaten it, even though the game is only 6 levels long. The fun part about it is that you're lucky to get to the 2nd or 3rd level your first few times playing. Of course, the first time I played, I had gotten to the 2nd level, cough cough, humble brag. But hey. So the game has power-ups. What we just picked up right here is barbed wire, which will let us damage enemies who come within our reach. Come within the reach of the little transparent barbed wires that we see. Each character has 4 abilities. I've unlocked 4 of them thus far. I like this guy. I like this guy a lot because I think he's the best one. He's the one that you have by default. Like, out of everybody I've unlocked thus far, each of them has downfalls. Like, the only one that's... the Enforcer just plain sucks. Like, straight out, I'm not sure why anybody would use that guy. Oh no. Oh, this isn't going well. Oh, there we go. Managed to get him. If you kill all of the imps that come out of that thing that I just activated, you get a power-up. And we've got a 2nd barbed wire. Because why not, right? Oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this series, I think. I'm not too sure how long it's going to last. I kind of had the idea of, like, just doing this for, like, a long time, but I'm not going to make any promises because you all know how series go with me. So let me see, what else is there about Risk of Rain that needs talking about? Ah, the difficulty. You'll see up in the top right corner, there's a difficulty meter. Of course, when you first start up the game, you have the option of going with easy, medium, or hard. Easy, the only thing being that your progress won't be saved when you choose that. But the game also has an internal difficulty right when you start up the game. And what happens is that as time goes on, the difficulty will ramp up, and the enemies will get harder and harder to kill, and it'll start spawning in more difficult enemies. Well... Yeah, I think so. I think that's not unfair to say, because I think it starts spawning elite enemies more and more. Elite enemies being enemies that are have like ludicrous amounts of health, that are a pain in the ass to kill. Oh my god! There's especially these green wisp guys that we'll be seeing in the 2nd level, and they are a pain in the ass. Like, I hate the wisp guys. There's a lot of characters that I hate, actually, but the Whips guys are the hardest. So you heard me say that I think... I'm still, like, learning things about the game, so my information might be wrong, but I think there's 6 levels. I've only gotten to the 5th level thus far, and only, like, 3 times, and it's a bit of a doozy. As far as, like, randomization goes, because, like, most roguelikes have randomization, this game has a little bit of that, but it's not, like, true randomization. Each level, like, the first level will always be the same, but the tile set will be a little bit different each time. Ooh, we got one of the best fruits. Okay, so there's passive abilities and then there's usable abilities. So the usable item that we got right here is called Forbidden Fruit, and what it does is it heals us for a good amount, instantly. As we just saw from the numbers there, it gave us 135 health. I think it heals a little bit more as you level up, but don't quote me on it. We'll just have to see once we go on, right? As far as like power-ups and whatnot go, you kind of have your own choice to make on what you want, because as you've seen, I've picked up a lot of drones here. It isn't always the best idea, because the drones aren't the best thing. Power-ups are usually better, but drones will definitely help you in a tight spot, and they'll, you know, just give you a bunch of, they'll put it hurting on the enemy as you're, working your way through. And they can be especially useful when, like, running away, because they'll just, fire behind you. And there's several different types of drones as well that you can pick up. These little guys cost $40, and then... is it dollars? Or, yeah, it is actually dollars. Coins, whatever. So right now, what am I doing? I'm gathering coins, I'm gathering money, because we've got a whole bunch of power-ups over here that we can get. However, we do have to keep time in mind, so I think I'll do... at the end of every single level, you'll have one of these little things right here. These are called teleporters, and each of the teleporters will summon a boss, and then once you beat the boss and outlast a time limit, and clean up the level, you'll be able to go on to the next level. So let's see what boss we get. There are 3 or 4 random ones that you can get in the first level. Things can get a little bit different down the road. Within, like, levels 1 through 3, you'll mostly have the same bosses spawning. The same 3 bosses, really. This guy right here is called the Colossus. He is one of the easiest bosses. Well, actually, yeah, I think I'm pretty firm in saying that. He is the easiest boss out of all of them. There's also the Magma Worm and the Wandering Vagrant, and we'll see them when we come to it. And it'll be great and awesome. But yeah, this guy is super easy because he's slow, he doesn't really move around much. It's even possible to get him into a spot where he can't hurt you, which is why I think the other 2 bosses, they had them more free-roamy. The Wandering Vagrant can fly, and the Magma Worm can pop up anywhere he chooses. It's a little bit of a problem with the game in general, is that enemies can sometimes get stuck, and they can get into spots where, like... because the game has a little bit of a randomization element, so of course there's going to be like little glitches and whatnot. The imp altars. I've had it happen before to where the imp altar would be beside a... oh god, I am getting all mixed up. You can tell it's been a long time since I've done this. The imp altar will be beside a wall sometimes, and the imps will get trapped and glitched into the wall, and you won't be able to kill them before the time limit runs out, thus not getting the power-up that is rightfully yours. So there's some stuff that can happen like that, because the one cool thing is that chests, altars, whatnot, all of it is random within the level. So you'll get different power-ups every time you play the game, and the power-ups will be in different positions. It's kind of a lottery, honestly. Like, sometimes you'll just get to the point to where you have extremely crappy power-ups, and there won't be anything that you'll be able to really do about it. Each altar, when it comes to the Imp altar and the Colossus altar, will give you a maximum of 2 power-ups before exploding. The Colossus altar is kind of dickish because the Colossus altar has only a chance of dropping you a power-up. Sometimes you'll fail and you won't get a single thing, which can be very annoying because you can fail like multiple amounts of times. You don't only get 2 tries, you can only get a maximum of 2 items though. So right now we've got some decent power-ups. We've got heal when standing still for 2 seconds, we've got shield, we've got 2 barbed wires, we've got the what I personally think is the best usable item in the game, because it comes in handy in a tough spot. Because if you're like fighting a boss and like you're taking a ton of damage, you can press your usable item and just gain a bunch of health back to finish the boss off. This is Sky Meadow. This usually pops up on the 2nd level or the 3rd level. I really hate this level, because more often than not I find myself dying on it. Because of these guys. These guys are very hard to kill. Unless you've got a good level going and you've got some good power-ups going. I often find the enemies in this level killing me. If you can get past this level, you're usually pretty golden for a while. At least until like level 4 or 5. We're going to be pretty decent. This isn't the best setup with the power-ups that we've got, but it's pretty good. The only thing that we're missing that I wish I had was increased health regeneration. Because the health regeneration sucks. You will want to find as many health items as you can, but you'll also want to try and balance it out with weapon items. There's a very fine balance, because if you have too many weapons, you won't be able to heal fast enough, and if you have too many health items, you won't be able to put the hurt on that much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it be that I'll put a single run in every single video, because a run in this game will last like around 20 minutes, I think. Let me see, we're already at 11 minutes up there, and it's going to get to about, yeah, 20 to 30 minutes is the normal length of a run. Now their Guardian's Heart, not the best, but okay. I wish I had some good weapon items, especially the missile. Alright, so here's a Colossus altar. I don't know if I tried one before. We failed there, so we didn't get anything, and then the price rose. That's why Colossus altars really suck. I really hate them sometimes. The Commando, the character we're playing, I really like him for a few reasons. His shotgun goes through multiple enemies. All enemies actually that are in its path, it will go through, like right there. We damaged all of them in one go. So he has really good crowd management. That's the one thing that is the problem with some of the other characters, is that they really don't have that good of crowd management. This guy can put the hurt on multiple enemies at once, multiple crowds, and it's great. There's this other character that I've unlocked called the Bandit, and he's got a shotgun, and it doesn't have the penetrative shots that this guy has. So he's not that good. I don't know the name of this other one, but he's... Oh, I think I do actually. He's the engineer. And he, okay, not that great, I don't know. Like, the one problem with the engineer is that he kind of, his power-ups, like, are good when you first start using them, but you'll run out of them very fast, and their cooldown has a long time, so you won't be able to use as many as you would like. Now, you'll see that we've lost all of our drones. We can actually get all of those back if we want to. You'll see the price below the drones. Each time they go down, the price will increase. So that's just something to consider. We get the boss here. We'll go ahead and activate him. I don't feel that confident, but we'll see. Magma Worm, not too bad, not too good. He is the second hardest boss in my opinion. As long as you dodged his downward spiral, you're usually pretty good. Not too bad of a boss. Not too bad of a boss. Oh, let's get out of here. Let us get out of here. There's lots of enemies. You'll find that when it comes to the minions that it spawns, you want to try and avoid them as much as possible. Which is where Commando's roll comes in handy, because the Commando's roll actually negates all damage while he's rolling, which is good to get out of tight spots like that. I love the music in this game, by the way. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear it since I've got the entire game audio down quite a ways, but the game audio in this game is just amazing. The soundtrack is awesome. I applaud the musician who made it, honestly. Our shield just activated, so I think what that does is that we won't take damage while it's activated. So once those 6 shields, 6 circles, I should say, on the outside of us fill up, the shield will activate and we won't take damage for a little bit. There's lots of neat effects in this game. I'll try and remember to talk about them as I get them. I'll tell you guys like my favorites and my least favorites. We haven't gotten any of my favorites just yet. Probably won't get them in this run, I think, if we don't have them already. Because there's some really good ones, and we're not doing too good. I don't think we're going to get to like level 4 or 5 with this setup, just based on what we're seeing right here. Especially since I think my gameplay is noticeably a little bit worse than usual, simply because I'm commentating at the same time. So I'm not concentrating as much on the gameplay as I should be. But we'll see. We shall see. With all the gold that you get at the end of the level, you can usually get a whole bunch of power-ups or chests that you weren't able to get before. So a good strategy to have is to save your chests and altars that are near the boss door, and then do the boss, and then get all of those chests and altars that you were saving. Because you really do get a ton of cash just from that 90-second period where the boss is spawning a bunch of minions. We are on hard right now, which is not too good. Usually I'm on medium when I go into the 3rd level, but wasting time. Wasting lots and lots of time. These guys are my least favorite enemy in the game. They teleport to you and they scratch you. I think they suck. And I think, objectively they suck. Objectively. I make myself laugh sometimes. Alright, so we're mopping up the rest of these guys. We got an altar there. We'll go for it, why not? At the end of a level, all of your money will be converted into experience, but usually, especially like after like level 3, your experience will not like level you up then and there, and it will in fact give you very little. So you'll usually want to try and use all of your money that you can, because just leveling up isn't going to do you that well, and your power-ups are going to help you much more in the long run. I'm sorry if I'm slurring words, if I'm stumbling a little bit. I'm getting back I'm getting back into the groove, as they say. Because I took a very long vacation as I was looking for projects to work on, as I was concentrating on other things. But now I'm back. We'll see how long it lasts. And hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. For however long it lasts. Maybe it lasts for one video, maybe it lasts for a ton of videos. We're now on very hard. It's worth mentioning that there is a rare chance at the middle levels like this where enemies will be able to spawn in as bosses. Bosses will be able to spawn in, I should say. It gets pretty dicey. at the highest levels, bosses will be spawning in extremely, like, oh, what's the word? Often. Bosses will be spawning in very often, especially at, I think, the second to last difficulty level. I've never actually seen the last difficulty level, by the way. I've only seen the second to last, and that was insane enough. You will die if you don't have a good setup by the time you get to the higher difficulty meters. You need to have some good health items, and you need to have some really good weapons. Like, I suppose, like, you could say that it's not the best kind of setup in which, you know, in a game like this, it's kind of like a lottery on how well the items that you get are. Like, I can tell you right now, we're going to be doing very badly in combat, because all of our health items are only for outside of combat. Like, the two health items that we have right now are heal outside of combat and heal while standing still for 2 seconds. And you're not going to be doing that while you're in combat. So, kind of not the best thing. So you kind of just have to deal with it. Of course, if you're not, you know, entirely happy with your setup, you can just exit into the menu, start over. I've often done that if I just get really crappy items, or like get really crappy levels and level placements of chests. I'll just start over. It's not even worth it sometimes. We'll take one go on this Colossus. Of course, we didn't get anything. The one good thing is that we've got an item that makes it to where we get a critical strike when we fail an altar. So critical blows will be in our repertoire now until we succeed at an altar. So kind of an interesting item. I highly recommend picking up this this game if you can find it. Well, if you can find it, it's on Steam. If you have the money for it, I highly recommend this game. I think it's a ton of fun. It has its problems, it has its errors. There's a couple of like technical issues that they're going through right now. There was the imp thing that I told you guys about. But for the most part, I think that the makers have made a very good game here. I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're bored looking for a good game. Ooh, now what this is a choosing station. So once you click on that question mark, once you buy that question mark, it'll scroll through a bunch of items. And you can actually try and choose the one that you want as it's scrolling through. But the timing is very hard to get down. So usually you'll see an item that you want, and you'll click the button, and you'll get the next item that it's scrolling through. Now here you just saw that a boss just spawned. Has a rare chance of doing that in levels like this. Very hard. Things are going to get a lot harder from here on. Oh! Oh, yes! I chose exactly what I wanted to, actually. This is my favorite, well, yeah, this is my favorite item. It's not the most effective, but I like it. What this does is it adds electricity to your attacks, so you'll see enemies crackling, and I like it. I really like the visual effect that it gives, and I often feel that it's like really helping me out. Of course, not right now because we don't have the best damage. We didn't level up quite as much as we could have. Oh boy, we don't have a good setup. I'm not going to lie to you folks. It's a decent setup. It's not the best. Oh, let's get out of here. Losing health. Things get hard in this level, especially because of these guys with the canes that shock you. I often find that they enemies will teleport sometimes. Ooh, slow enemies on attack. That's actually a really good one. And we've lost all of our drones, unfortunately. Oh man, what am I doing? I'm playing very badly right now. I might even die. Things might be over here and now. The thing about the Commando is that he has two really good attacks. He's got a shotgun, and then he's got the rapid fire. So you'll be really watching your cooldown on those items, hoping for it to go down as fast as possible. You want to keep an eye on your health, especially when you have a useful health item. See when it's good to use it. We're already down to low health again, though. I'm going to grab this thing right here, and then we're going to... oh, get out of here! Oh, no! This isn't good. We're not doing good here, folks. Oh, but we do have a chance to stand. Oh, wait. And we got our shield back, too, which helps. Things are only going to get harder, so we might as well just activate this. We're probably gonna die. No, maybe not. We got the easiest boss, who apparently has spawned below us. So that's great. No, he hasn't. Where is he? Unless he's below here? Yeah, there he is. Boss music is awesome. I can barely hear it right now, but I hear some of the notes and I know which song it is. When next we play, I'll probably try and point out my favorite song. It's a song that usually you get on the first level. In fact, we might have gotten it on the first level in this run, and I just didn't notice it and didn't point it out. There's definitely some really good music tracks. I cannot recommend, like, if they've got the soundtrack viable, I would just go ahead and recommend that, as well as the game. It's just that good. Now here you're gonna see, I think that he's going to stop. Yeah, he can't get to us. So that's why they only have the Colossus be a walker, and have the other bosses be really, like, floaty around. Well, I guess, actually, now that I think about it, there's this other, there's this Wisp guy that we might see that is not a walker. He's a walker as well. Oh, I think he can, no, he can't teleport, because I've seen him just in the same spot always. So the Wisp guy can't teleport. So enemies can often be stuck in spots like this, and then you as the player can take advantage of it. Which isn't the best, but it's not like they can really do anything unless they want to have the boss just, like, walk through things. Which they could do, I mean, just on the gameplay side. It wouldn't make sense, but it would work for the game. I have a lot of cleanup to do, unfortunately. We have 43 enemies to get. It's gonna get dicey. It is going to get really, really dicey. Oh, frame rate is dropping. Oh God, is it dropping? I think this might be because of my recording software as well. Oh no! I might die here. Just right here. Wait. Oh, I didn't notice I had my health item. You really, really have to keep your usable item in mind, because your passive items will activate on themselves, but not everything will activate on its own. I'm getting out of here for now. Later. I even got a buddy I can shoot on the way down. What do you know? Shield is very interesting. I haven't quite figured out how it works yet. I think it activates when you're outside of combat, and it just gives you this huge health boost. But I'm not entirely sure, of course. But the shield is definitely not a bad item to have. Oh, I love the shotgun. Love the shotgun. Shotgun is the best power-up in the game. Well, not power-up, but ability, I suppose. Oh God, come on. Oh, we're doing pretty good, Oh no! I was just about to use it! No! You die in a hilarious pose. Of course. Alright, folks. That is it. That is the end. That is permanent death. Once we start a new game, we will be starting a new game. We'll be starting back from square one, new level, new layout, new weapons, new power-ups. It's great. Also, if I remember right, we got a monster log. Monsters will have a random chance of dropping a monster log, which will explain what they are, and we'll also have a neat little picture that goes with it. These guys are actually jarheads. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of funny, actually. I hope that's not a slur, actually. If that is, I apologize. But yeah, quick with his sword and quicker with his feet. No kidding, these guys are fast. It's very hard to outrun enemies sometimes. They just get faster and faster as you move through the levels, I think. Each enemy, though, has a very distinct attack pattern. So you'll actually learn, like, what to dodge and how to dodge it, and which ones have more priority. Of course, it is hard as you get, like, these mobs of enemies, and then you have to decide, like... Usually you don't have to decide anything, especially with the Commando. It's just this element of shoot with a shotgun, ask questions later. But, yes, this video is over. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.